We entered into or proposed, and now we will enter into a contract with Elledge Engineering to do some design phase, bid phase, and construction phase services for us for 6 locations of construction and improvements, really maintenance for some bridges or culverts along roadways where the creek crosses them.
And which roadways are you all looking at?
Well, there's several of them. There is one on Grande, there's one on Reek, there's one on North Parkdale, there's one on Forest, there's one on, oh goodness.
You guys have the list.
Yeah.
You've got a list, but hey, I got 4 out of 6, you know.
Right. So there's 6 total?
There's a total of 6. And we will be paying for the engineering, this engineering contract out of half-cent funds, but when we come to the construction, we will be doing half of them out of half-cent, and the other half will be paid for out of our budget.
Okay, and why are you all addressing these now?
Because they need to be maintained, right? The stormwater flows through these structures and around these structures, and it causes erosion. There's a couple of pictures that were in my presentation. One of them looks like we're doing a test of gravity versus concrete and steel to see who's going to hold out the longest. So, you know, there's just a lot of undermining in these structures. There's bank erosion. There's issues that really none of our sewer infrastructure or creek crossings are being affected, fortunately, with any of these projects. But it's really just the structure itself that carries the stormwater under the roadway.
What will the bridges be shut down while they're being worked on, or will y'all be able to kind of work around that? How does it go?
It's going to depend on placement of the equipment relative to the work going on. I'm going to say that from a safety perspective, there's probably 3 of those that would probably need some type of traffic control. The big one on Grande, they're going to be doing the work underneath the bridge, so there shouldn't be any reason to shut it down as an example, which is fortunate because that's probably the busiest road we will be working on. Reek, probably the same thing on that roadway, but it's just going to depend.
What kind of time, now that you've gotten it approved, do you draw up plans and then go for it, or do you already have the ideals of what you're going to do and just need to start digging?
I've always got ideas, you know, when I sit down with my engineer and we talk about things, and then they are going to go and do some geotechnical work and do some survey work and put together a complete set of plans that they will use to bid the project. We hope to have all of the work constructed this year, this calendar year.
So this is kind of the preliminary stage at this point, the design project of it?
That is correct. So we are looking at an estimated design bid probably within 60 to 90 days. I hope to have the project bid. This project, this design portion shouldn't take that long because it is straightforward. We won't be having to worry about any type of permitting or anything like that from Waters of the U.S. or the Corps like we will in the other project that I discussed this morning.
Now, should people have any worries right now of these structures?
No, there's nothing that is imminently dangerous or there's not a risk of failure is what I'm trying to say. Most of this work is really preventative maintenance to prevent a more costly repair in the future and potentially some type of structural failure, yes.
Okay, anything else? All right,
One thing
anything else we missed?
I want to clarify, or you can clarify, excuse me, is that these are bridges and all, it's erosion, not necessarily under the road itself, and the bridge, yes, but it's outside of that where it's eroding around the head wall of the culvert and things like that.
That's generally true. Some of this undermining does go quite a ways under the structure, right? But we're not talking about the entire structure. We're talking about, you know, small sections of it. But some of the undermining is extensive that we will be needing to address. But again, as far as, you know, this is really just erosion. This is really just maintenance. We're not improving drainage. We're not increasing flow. We don't have any issues at these particular locations that need that type of work. This is really just maintenance and preventative type work for future life of these structures.